Some legends are born, others are made. And then there are those who carve their path through sheer will, defying the odds, rewriting history. He was more than just a fighter, he was a philosopher, a visionary, a force of nature. But even the strongest forces must bow to fate. This is the story of Bruce Lee, man who fought against the world only to be taken too soon.
People think I was born a warrior. The truth is, I was born fighting. Not in a ring, not in a dojo, but against the world itself. I was the weak kid, the boy with too much energy, too many dreams, and nowhere to put them. Hong Kong in the 1940s was chaos. War, fear, hunger. My father was an actor, and I grew up in the shadow of the stage. By the time I was 10, I had already been in movies. But I didn't want to act. I wanted to be strong. I wanted to be in control. And then I found martial arts. It was never just about fighting. It was about discipline, about shaping my body, my mind, my soul. Every punch, every kick, it was like sculpting myself from the inside out. But no matter how fast I got, how powerful I became, there was always something in my way. In Hong Kong, I was just another street kid. In America, I was a nobody. I arrived in the US with nothing but a dream. I wanted to teach. I wanted to show the world that martial arts weren't just for battle. They were a way of life. But people didn't want to listen. They didn't want to see an Asian man teach their own. Hollywood? They laughed at me. They told me an Asian could never be a leading man. Too foreign, too different. So, I made them watch. I moved like no one had seen before. I struck like lightning, faster than their eyes could follow. I trained harder than anyone, pushed my body beyond limits. Every rejection fueled me. Every doubt made me sharper. I created Jeet Kune Do, not just a style, but a philosophy. No form, no limitations, only what works. And then, they couldn't ignore me anymore. Green Hornet put me on the map, but it wasn't enough. I didn't want to be a sidekick. I wanted to be a legend. So I went back to Hong Kong, made my own movies. The Big Boss, Fist of Fury, Way of the Dragon. And suddenly, Hollywood came knocking. Enter the Dragon, the movie that would change everything. But power comes at a price. I trained harder, slept less, worked beyond exhaustion. My body was a weapon, and even weapons break. The headaches started, the fatigue, but I pushed through it. I had to. I was so close to proving them all wrong. And then, I was gone. I remember that last day. The sun was hot. My head ached. Just one moment of rest, I thought. One moment to breathe. I closed my eyes and never woke up.
Strength is not just in the body. It is in the balance between power and peace. Bruce Lee was more than just a martial artist that was a force of nature, a man who lived every second with purpose. But even he, the legend, was not invincible. His story is a lesson. That greatness comes not just from pushing limits, but knowing when to step back. That the mind and body must be in harmony. That a candle burning twice as bright burns half as long. Tell us in the comments, what does Bruce Lee's story teach you about strength, ambition, and knowing your own limits?